Good morning. We're reaching the peak of this storm. I'm really excited about it. Today this storm will be beginning to hit its peak right now. I've been feeling real zenned out with this energy though, like real calm, grounded, extra zenned out. Maybe it's because we're in Capricorn, I'm not sure. Good morning, Bethany. We're going to talk about the energy going on. I didn't feel like going live yesterday. I'm not really feeling it today. I'm going to push through it, right? So, I've been chilling more. We have a lot to talk about, mainly energy, magic, let's see, astrology, things like that coming to the surface, but we have a huge focus on love too. It's only the whole point of all this. So we have a lot of Neptune influence, not the ordinary kind of love, you know, that holy grail fairy tale kind of love experience that they talk about, that divine love that kind of comes out of nowhere and collides into your universe. Bethany is going to Shasta. I want to see a lot of pictures on the Reiki wall because it's an amazing energy, and so I am big on using memes, photos, film content to send energy out, and so it is some of the most amazing energy there. It played a big role in my spiritual journey I just had too, traveling around. So it's an amazing energy. Make sure you take lots of pictures so that people can connect to that energy. People don't realize just looking at a meme or a selfie, you're connecting on an energetic level. More Shasta energy, please. How's your sleep? I never sleep good with space storms. Ascension symptoms, check. I like to take these as positive things, like we're all shifting right now. I could tell because I was like running around and flowing great, and then it was like, wow, right? Suddenly I just don't feel like moving much. So you can really feel these energy changes going on right now. This is a time of new beginnings and manifesting. I'm really happy entering into this new year because I'm creating a really like zenned out kind of chill life that I really like, right? With lots of time to play with crystals and do spiritual stuff, and I'm feeling really good going into this new year because I feel like we should be arriving at a point with our manifesting where everything that we've been putting out the vibes for, whether it's our hopes, dreams, aspirations, things we want or need, should be coming to us more rapidly. We should be hitting a point with our manifesting where we're getting such a grip on the thought process that we're becoming really consciously aware of the things that we're creating and, starting to attract better and better things to us. That energy's moving crazy as of yesterday all around us. Like really picked up intensity though. This is a good time to get things done with manifesting. I'll be doing my usual manifesting work things. So I have I have a lot of people that hit my inbox, but I had someone that hit my inbox and they're complaining to me because they actually had to go Google what a chakra means, and they want Ascension 101 videos. It's something I'm very aware of, that people want this. It's not going to come from me though. I just get on here and talk about my ascension in my spiritual journey and what I'm going through, and I consider myself a very adept seeker, as do the people that stick around me or continue to watch my content, right? So I do talk about a lot of those things. Number one, in Reiki, we rewrote all the books, and I made sure to put a ton of stuff on the chakras, auras, everything, so you can learn about that in Reiki. But me and Brittany, as of this morning, are reopening our Awakening to Ascension group space. It was a class space on here. It's been dead since I went to California. People just weren't that into it, right? I was putting a lot of energy into that space, and people weren't doing the little homework we had. That is so easy. Come on, if I could fit it into my life, right? And so people were not putting energy into themselves, so I literally just quit. Like it's like a side job for me, right? I quit, and no one even noticed for like 2 months that I quit. Just reinforced what I was doing at the time. And I love dead groups. When I had the galactic group, it was just a dead group that I made into a group, right? So we love inactive dead groups because we can breathe life into them. There's a good amount of people in that space already. And so me and Brittany are reopening the Awakening to Ascension class space on here. We can talk chakras, aura stuff again. The homework was literally writing down 10 things a day you're grateful for. And people, you know, think it's stupid, but I retrained myself with my thought processes waking up in gratitude every day. Waking up, when I would do my shower routine, I would, you know, be grateful for 3 things a day. That will reprogram your entire brain. It'll rewire your brain. So people were like, this is stupid, right? I don't want to like things I'm grateful for. That'll actually rewire your entire brain, creating new pathways. That means new probabilities in your life, right? And so it's actually really powerful stuff. So we're going to be doing Chakra 101 in that space. But then people are like, I don't want to do Chakra 101. I'm very advanced. Well, the good thing about coming together as a consciousness group, we have people at all different levels and different experiences around here. Sometimes I forget that, right? So we do have people, and it's okay if you are not feeling that you're tuning into the universe in the same way. We have all had our own journeys. We have our own abilities, our own gifts, things that we're good at. And so I always love coming together and learning with everyone at all different levels, but it does not mean that we're not all equals in every way. So you had, just from your life alone, this life, everything that you need to be meeting me at the same place in our ascension path. So we're always equals in this. Don't think because maybe people are into more, you know, certain subjects or certain things, it doesn't make you any less adept in every way energetically. So we're doing the Ascension, Awakening to Ascension. I'll have class stuff posted by Monday. I already started. Perfect. I've been meaning to do that anyway. But I guess the universe is trying to push me and make me do it or whatever. Okay, we're doing the class. Brittany's so excited about it. I like to use these groups to be able to send energy out. It's like my only purpose with them anyway. I like to have it so I can find people easy, right? You're in these little spaces. I can run into you, collide with you, send an energy out, things like that. So it's good to have these spaces. You know that just hanging out and vibing with the right people will really affect your frequency. I put a post up about activating and detoxing your pineal gland, your third eye. And one of the things I noticed it said in the memo was something about have high vibe friends. It will activate your third eye. Yeah, have higher vibe friends that you're hanging around with. For me, every day I wake up the same. And I begin to try to put my frequency up as high as possible throughout the day. It's like my one mission, right? That every single day we get an energy reset, and I just keep trying to push my frequency higher and higher and higher. And it will gradually help you raise your frequency really fast to do that, right? We can drop our frequency real low. Some people are used to being miserable all the time. Complaining, miserable. It can be real easy to be at that real low frequency for people when they've been at it for a while. So we're trying to vibrate higher and higher. For me, I can do that being around the right people on every level. So yeah, we're gonna go live. We noticed the whole group wall is only me and Brittany's lives anyway, since I was in California, the whole wall. I did go look at the group. I will go purge it out too. I did go look at the group this morning. I noticed it's all Brittany's lives anyway. The whole wall. There's no other posts in there. But that was a really good space. I had that space flowing real good and we loved it. And I was posting grid pictures in there and sending activations through that group and, you know, Reiki and whatever. It was a really good energy share kind of space that was awesome. So I'm excited to go back to it. I'm coming back different though. When I go look at like things I was posting like a year ago in videos, I'm coming back much different with a lot more knowledge to be teaching this stuff too. I feel like when I first started that space, I was very unsure as a teacher. I never wanted to be a teacher, right? The universe was trying to push me into it and I was really resisting, like I can't do this, right? So at the least, I feel like I have a lot more confidence entering this new year with my abilities and the things I'm doing here. So I'm really excited to come back at it with a fresh start. You got to search it on here, Awakening to Ascension. You know that with any of the groups, as long as you don't have a brand new account, we just add everyone. The only people that ever get denied, if you have a brand new account, then you're for sure going to have to come find me. just better safe than sorry with some of the group issues we have. So, you know, we found that usually the fake accounts are the weird trolls, the people that don't like us, trying to come to our space. We have Facebook profiles that were made like 2 hours ago that come right to our groups, right? Or like it was made like 24 hours ago or whatever. So we just don't add new people. For sure, go find the Awakening to Ascension group. I'm going to use it like as another class space with Brittany. There's already a ton of people into it. We're going to get this flowing over there. I'm excited about it. I like turning around group spaces anyway. I like to build anything. Because that's why we have so many groups that we just abandoned. I was doing Mystery School of Atlantis, was one of my favorite class spaces. I was teaching a lot of Law 1 stuff, but now I don't subscribe to that anymore. And I subscribe to, you know, the law that everything is one, but not the text, the material. So that was really good for me to learn how to start teaching it, and it was one of my favorite spaces. I told Brittany this morning, I just really moved that space to right here. That is, I would have been teaching on fee, but now I can just smoke too, take my weed break and teach. But it's really the same kind of stuff that they would have been teaching in these mystery schools of Atlantis and other places, the same stuff I'm talking about. So if our little awakening group goes good, we might start the mystery school again and do something separate for it when it gets warmer out. You're gonna have to teach. I'm not teaching Ascension 101. I'm sorry. I'm over here like in my free time, like delving into crazy mysteries of the universe and downloading on crazy shit that's probably very adept for people to understand that are maybe just beginning their awakening or not awake yet. Target audience, asleep as fuck. Target audience, 90% of humanity is sleep, right? So I kind of have my grasp on the light workers and the awake, but it's going to have to happen where people are going to have to teach this stuff and bring this kind of knowledge back to Earth. Because if you look around, most people are on pharmaceuticals that are not working, that are making things worse, bringing down the collective, whatever it is, simple things, right? But if you don't understand the natures of reality, that's a whole nother world for people, and they're not aware of this stuff. They really aren't. So, we're talking solar eclipse. We have this solar eclipse tomorrow. The energy's starting to create a nice little peak vortex gateway that we are shifting into other timelines just based on what we're thinking about. It's very important we get a grip on the things we're daydreaming about. Like, seriously. Because we tend to be purging with this energy too. Purging out fear, old programming, energetic blocks. We're getting activated, upgraded. I could really feel it. I didn't do my videos yesterday, but I could really feel it in my third eye. On my skin, like lighting up last night. So I was playing on third eye binaural beats. We have a huge focus on the third eye with this storm this weekend, and so I was, since I can feel I'm already getting activated and upgraded, I put on binaural beats when I was meditating so that I could enhance whatever's going on with the galactic or cosmic energies and kind of probably enhance what's already going on naturally. So it's a really good time to be meditating, resting more this weekend. Manifesting anything. I'm manifesting my usual students, my website, right? What else is new? We're going to London. My usual, I have a whole list of stuff to do before we go for my mission. On a clock with time running out every day, right? So we're going to London. That's exciting. We can stay focused on that. We're going to try to rescue the Easter Island head, I suppose. Save the stones. I told Sherry and Dale I wanted to save the stone mission. I found the stone. It's in the museum. Easter Island stones need saved, apparently, more than Stonehenge. So I'm real excited to that. These rocks, same way your crystals, are living entities. They are here to help us and assist us with our ascension. But these are old rocks that were built with thought during Atlantean times, and they play an important role in these ley lines. That museum will be lit up with that rock in it and that skull and some of these other ley line things, structures that worked with the ley lines, right? So, you know, that is a ley line point in London. I think it's the Canterbury line. I can never remember. And it is on a main ley line. And it should have a powerful energy. I always say that it's one of the areas of concern on these consciousness grids. I've seen many in my journeys now, right? But, so I'm real excited about that because these stones hold the records of last cycle. They hold a lot of knowledge that we would love to get our hands on. So I always download real crazy when I'm around these ancient artifacts too. Yeah, Easter Island. I remember teaching about it with the Law of One. They talk about it a lot in the Law of One, Easter Island, and a lot of these other structures. So, healing and teaching. We had to heal the whole planet. There's no other mission than healing the whole planet and making it new again. Yeah, kind of like your life, right? Did you ever see that happen where it just looked like real bad, and then look, Brittany, hi. We're here, right? Wow, we fixed it. We made it new again. So our mission is to heal the entire planet, every person on it, and to make the earth completely brand new again. If you look around at the end time news, I see that rivers are turning red in other countries. I put a fun clip up, but I think that's mainly from toxic chemicals. a lot of the stuff going on that's real crazy, right? They're like, these are phenomenons. That could be from toxic chemicals mixing with LJ or something like that, right? But we see a lot of chemicals getting dumped everywhere. You should see the amount that gets dumped in the Middle East and some other places in the world where they have these mass animal die-offs and stuff like that. We're seeing chemicals everywhere. You can't have Monsanto spraying food in one section of the country without all of that running off into the water. So it is running off into the water, and in the lower region states like Texas and the entire Gulf and the entire southeast of the U.S., there's tons of arsenic in the water. I always joke around, like, it's like those psychos that kill their husband and poison them to death, like a slow poisoning. Well, people are getting slowly poisoned, you know, just from bathing in this water and showering in it. So we can't have all this toxic stuff everywhere without it affecting the whole, without it really affecting the planet right now. So we really have our work cut out for us. Any kind of mission here is going to be one of love or healing, right? What does the universe want? Love, healing, higher aspects of divinity, right? I want to unplug for real. With my job, I don't want anything to do with that construct of reality. I want to be able to unplug. We have infinite probabilities of what I can create here, what I can do here. And my goal is to completely unplug, liberate in like every way possible. Job included is on that list. Job included, just to liberate in every way. I am big on trying to be self-reliant or something. I would have been one of the ones that would have been into like, let's go build an off-grid community, because, you know, my soul would love to pull me in that direction. But I just feel like it might be coming anyway, some kind of crazy reset on this planet. Like past our comprehension, the stuff in sci-fi movies of some type, and it might just put us all there. We don't really know. I mean, there is possibility of pole shifts and crazy astrological stuff happening. Who really knows? But I'm headed somewhere. So, time to think about your bigger dreams. We're manifesting too small. I know, I'm doing my usual manifesting stupid shit over here, right? And I'm thinking about it this morning. Real small, stupid stuff like normal. We really should be using our abilities to dream bigger. We're not going to be going out there and doing it. We're going to sit at home and daydream about these things. And if you understand reality, any thought you ever had to manifest somewhere onto some timeline. You might not see it in your reality, but, you know, I could think about, we'll use a fun example, me merging Brittany, and it would happen in some reality somewhere. We might not ever see it here, but it's going to play out on some timeline. So our thoughts are very powerful, and we need to be daydreaming about bigger stuff, like on every level. The new earth will be created out of thought, like on every level. Just like those rocks. They came together, they consciously created them out of thought. We're beginning to instant manifest a lot faster this month too, that you can see the energies changing, and that the things that we're thinking about, whether they're good or bad, are coming to us more rapidly too. Yeah, the UK is feeling the usual space storm stuff. I live right on the ley lines right here. It feels like if I go outside, it's like Stonehenge with some of these space storms where I live. It can feel like that. I had a real hard time when I moved to the UK adjusting to the frequencies. I did move from the root chakra of the body to the heart chakra, which is much different frequencies too. So I had a hard time. we can really feel the energy. It's feeling real calm and relaxing and zenned out, but you can tell it's anything but. Anything but, and it is willing us to shape it into something. There's a lot of magic in the air, lots of manifesting. This is an extremely lucky month. It is pushing people to wake up too. Like I said, when the whole sky turns right at the end of the month, it'll help wake up some of the sleeping people that are kind of in that Christian sense. I'm reading the comments. I don't have a lot to talk about today, but I did get up and go do live. I didn't feel like it, but I had to, right? So, I'm manifesting everyone enlightened too. The more inner work that we're doing, the more it's going to change our whole reality and the things and the people that we're drawing to us though. So in my reality, I'm drawing all very, very awake, spiritually adept people to me for the most part, that I rarely collide with anyone that's asleep ever. Like rarely. I can't even think of the last time I did really. So, you know, the more inner work that you're doing, the more it's going to change the type of people that you're drawing to you too. It's important to have boundaries. Brittany has some kind of story. She'll probably talk about it on video. About how we need to have better boundaries too as healers. Right? A lot of people are expecting us to save them, unfortunately still. What does Brittany say? They think she's their white knight, right? They'll find your video and they'll think that you can do everything for them and help save them or whatever, right? I've had people like that too. So I am here for energetic assistance. I'm supposed to be showing you guys how to do stuff so that you guys can take the stuff I'm teaching you and you can use it in your reality, transforming the whole thing on every level. So it doesn't matter. I know I felt like that too when I woke up, that, you know, I could find someone to teach me everything I needed to know. The universe gives you bits and pieces, synchronicities, signs, maybe a phrase here, a phrase from someone else, little strings of things you have to piece together on your own. The amazing thing about doing this awakening is we have Google. I first started to wake up and I didn't know anyone awake around me. I was in a sleeping world. And I started to download words like Ascension. I started downloading words, spiritual ones, right? I started downloading, I remember downloading Ascension and asking people, what does it mean? And I got the sheep fluoride look. And so I went to Google. And you know what? If you go to Google, your guides will find a way to show you exactly what you need when you start researching and looking up phrases, words, things you don't understand. If you maybe catch something on my video and you want to go into it, go to Google. Your guides will make sure you're given the information that you need. So a lot of people think that they can just watch a video and that they'll get enlightened from it, right? Or that they won't have to do the work. They can do the easy version, you know, watch a YouTube video and it's going to fix their life and solve their problems. But you know that it takes hard work to be doing Ascension. It takes a lot of getting rid of things not serving us, working on our energy, realizing our issues, our chakra difficulties, things we have to overcome, right? Facing our fear lots of the time. Becoming independent. The big part of this puzzle is that we have to complete ourselves as souls. We're here to complete ourselves as souls. So looking back on my journey, I felt like every person I ever met that when I was asleep was a karmic piece to my past, right? These are karmic pieces that we have to heal, things we have to look at again from a different perspective so that we don't act like assholes again on whatever level. That's all it comes down to, right? You probably saw people and you're like, I don't want to be like that, and things like that. This is really about becoming whole, that you can progress past that. We've all had an awakening, so we've all been activated for a service call, something bigger than ourselves, to serve the universe in some way. And once you wake up and you heal, that's the first step. You wake up, then you heal. Yeah, I don't care who you are. You might be healthy on a body sense, but then you probably have a lot to mentally overcome. We're mind, body, soul complexes. So, you know, it's really a 3-part process. We need to detox the body. I know that I put a post up about saying a lot of spiritual teachers have an emphasis on the third eye. My goal is that the chlorella and turmeric will do that for you. That if you take the vitamins, it will handle the entire physical aspect for you. If you take those detox vitamins, you won't have to really worry about the physical. So then you need to work on your mental programming. We all got indoctrinated to think that we were limited, magic was fake, all sorts of stuff, right? You could just go on and on. We came out of these systems thinking very negatively about ourselves and others. this is done on a soul level, this ascension, right? That's why for another part, the detoxing is very important, because like I say, your liver is connected to the etheric, your body is connected to the astral body, right? And your spiritual body. So it's really important that we're detoxing for the soul aspect too. Those vitamins will help detox your soul. And it's about letting go of the things weighing our soul down. People went through a lot of fucked up shit in this matrix. People tend to play the victim, and I had to remind people that we're all in Earth School here. And on some level, we all went through the same process, which I always describe the same as, I guess, people were real judgmental. Living in Eden kind of places, real judgmental. So we go through this process where on some level, we have to go through some type of loss or grief. And so that it feels like your heart chakra gets broken. You could like lose everything and everyone many times in your life. Whatever it is you had to go through in your lessons to expand your heart chakra. That's how we came to divine love, unconditional love. It's through that pain. And we're not meant to dwell there. It's more like we're just growing as flowers, as plants, and it's really part of the process, this blooming process. You can see people are really starting to bloom around us, right? Your higher selves are emerging from these shells on some level. Yeah, go to Google. I'm not teaching Ascension 101 ever. Go talk to Brittany. We're doing Ascension 101 classes. I will be using this space, and I'm sure she'll be using it much differently. That's why I like teaching with other people. She can just do whatever she's doing with her mission in the same space, and I'll be doing my little mission, and somehow it'll just come together perfect, right? I can't do it. That's what you guys are supposed to be doing. Chakra 101, Ascension 101, Energy 101. It's not going to be me. I'm always just kind of doing like a video diary of my life, so I have something fun to look back on when I look at my Akashic after I leave here. I'm really just documenting my whole life in a kind of a smart kind of way, right? I'm documenting my whole life. Then when I leave this experience, ultimately, I'll have a much more interesting Akashic to be able to look back on when I documented some of the funner things I was doing. Videos are a good way to learn how to speak. I've been going through major throat chakra stuff. I saw my other student who's always going through the same upgrades as me. And so I swear to God, it was like I was losing my voice at Stonehenge. I was trying to get like extra sleep to heal myself, right? And so I was going through like throat chakra upgrades. I'm pretty good because you can even see in my aura I have blues coming out more and more because I'm speaking, which was something very hard for me. I remember when I was in college and had to do a speech class and had to talk about it. I had like real good speeches that I wrote, but when I would get up there, I would like freeze up, feel all the energy in the room, freak out probably, you know. I remember having a few experiences where I was trying to do public speaking stuff and I probably started crying and ran off the stage or something, right? Like, couldn't do it. It was just really hard for me to get up and speak. And so now I'm learning how to speak in front of a bigger audience with my feeds too. So it's really good for my throat chakra. I don't look at any type of ascension symptoms as negative ever. I see people, someone we know, she's saying her kid has the flu again and she can't wait for winter to be over. Well, if your kids are getting sick, keep in mind they're purging out your bullshit. Yeah, these kids are like the ultimate healers, transmitters. They're always picking up energies. And I was thinking, don't worry, the ascension's not going anywhere. Like, winter will come and go, but we're still going to be doing this ascension. So if you have small children that are ascending with you and they're feeling ascension symptoms, keep in mind they're taking on a lot of energy too. They need salt in their baths. They need time alone to recharge. They need nature just like we do. A lot of the times kids don't get a lot of alone time too, right? That's how we recharge a lot of the times. Sometimes when you're playing alone and things like that, try to give your kid more alone time too, to be handling the energies. Ascension symptoms are not a negative thing. That's all the garbage being pulled out of your body on a soul level. We're going through intense DNA and third eye upgrades at the least. Going through this storm right now. So these are DNA activation symptoms. You know, I'm real fascinated with DNA. I always have been. And I was lucky that I got a lot of real scientific understanding, 3D matrix knowledge too about it, that gave me a good understanding of what the elite know about it, what the doctors know about it, too, on top of all the Ascension knowledge I have about DNA. I am an activator. I am someone who is real good with DNA. So we're going through these symptoms, these Ascension symptoms, and you're going to notice that people are going to be feeling this shift on and off this year, just like you probably did last year. We're just going to do last year on repeat, with one big difference, that you guys are going to be instant manifesting, that you guys are supposed to be able to enter this year anew, putting the things that you have learned in 2018 into practice. It's not enough for us to be listening to Ascension's videos. We need to be manifesting and practicing with our abilities. Anyone can make a YouTube channel. You can go live. The first time I ever went live, I was reaching 5,000 people overnight. You can go live on Facebook and reach so many people. We have good networks built that you guys are lucky. When I came along doing my videos, there were no groups I could post them in at all. At all. That because I will get so many views and they go to the top of the feed. I still have a very hard time posting my videos in a lot of places. So problem solved. I built a big group that we could use of our own that isn't full of all the weirdos and the weird stuff and the other lightworker groups I see. So people can share their feeds and reach a lot of people that are spiritual and into the same stuff as us. A lot of these groups have a lot of numbers. But I would rather have where we're at in the right people, rather than just a lot of numbers of the weird people. Brittany knows what I'm talking about. The weird people, the weird posts, the weird stuff. Our groups are running smooth. People are vibing, getting along, activating, being near each other, things like that. I always tell everyone this is the best place to practice going live in. I mean, I would just be on my page going live right now, but it's a public page and I get too much weird stuff on there. So I like to go live in this group too. I don't get judgments from my family or other people that can publicly see my page, and I'm kind of in a little protected area. You guys know that this group and the Reiki group, I put my little energetic boundaries around here so that people that are service of self or have attachment issues and things like that can't enter these spaces. I see it works really good too. So these are really good spaces to try to speak and get on video. I'm always trying to push people into that, to practice. Every video that you do, you'll get so much better at it. If you look at my videos from a year ago, they suck, and I'm just starting to get good at it through the practice. It's very liberating to learn how to speak. You know that your throat chakra is your connection to your higher self and the fifth dimension too. So for a long time we were just not speaking. We learned how to just not say what we were thinking. Hopefully, most of the time, right? To avoid, people that weren't aligned with the same things we're into, things like that. More teaching, more speaking this year. We have a huge focus on shifting to service in some way. Having your own mission, your reason to get up in the morning. If I didn't have a mission, I probably wouldn't have much of a reason to get up every morning, right? But finding your purpose, your spiritual calling, right? Using your abilities in some way to make the world a better place in whatever way that you can. So, boundaries. Boundaries, more salt baths. Yeah, you're having a lot get filtered out through your body with this space storm. Like, I had to say that I'd probably be dead if I wasn't doing the salt baths here. I'm doing my usual, salt overload. Salt oil overload. I like to make a little magic concoction out of crystals, salt, and oils. It'll help detox you so much. You know that kids can't take detox vitamins like us. They're not allowed to take the chlorella until they're over a certain weight. And the best thing for detoxing kids is lavender oil and salt baths too. It'll help really calm them down. The lavender, and lavender's a good detox for kids too, the oil. More salt baths. I'm telling a lot of people the same things. I made the detox group because I got sick of telling everyone to take the vitamins. So I have a lot of people coming to me. You guys know that there are vitamin lists posted everywhere. And they list what the stuff is for. The whole planet basically just needs some chlorella and Reiki to heal at this point. To ditch the drugs. It's real simple. Ditch the pharmaceuticals. Switch to organic stuff. You know, and they just need a lot of chlorella and Reiki to heal. And this seems basic, but if your body's full of metals, it's going to throw you off as a receiver, as a channel. You're not going to be connected to your higher self anymore. And unfortunately, the toxins that we're facing never leave the body. They just build up, build up, build up until people get sick. And it manifests into all these diseases you see around. So for the first time ever, we're living on a very toxic planet. It's getting more and more toxic. Believe it or not, it really is. We just have chemicals everywhere. So it's really good that we need to be detoxing. I've been using bath bombs, right? I'm like bath overload. I've been using I got some organic bath bombs that are different colors. It's probably what changes the water colors. I just like to mix a bunch of stuff in there. We're going to start to download more and more too. I'm becoming a much better channel, and I'm thinking about it this morning. That's really all this journey is doing, is turning us into channels. It's described in the Law of One, like a recalibration process that we go through our journey. And you know, we weren't good channels when we were asleep and full of metals, and now we're really just becoming channels again, right? Channels of divine energy that we can translate into words used to heal people. So we're really just getting to where we need to be as channels too. Yeah, more vitamins. You can try to do this ascension without taking the vitamins, but it's gonna be harder on your body. Number one, that the vitamins will really help make sure that all the garbage is out of your body. They'll help repair your DNA. So we're activating our DNA. It's just a really good idea. We know that the chlorella is just an LJ, but it works better than the other LJs like spirulina for what we need it for. And it's really, I see it everywhere now. Hopefully the whole planet's taking chlorella soon, right? I see it everywhere, but that was something that I was given to bring to us to detox. It was something I was given, the chlorella, right? This is what we need to do this ascension, and it was something. So now I'm seeing it everywhere, thank God. I'm hoping we just see like the whole planet's on chlorella like nothing, but we see that this planet's really toxic. And before the planet was toxic, these same herbs were used in ancient times anyway for just ascension. So hopefully the whole planet's on it soon. I have a huge focus on the sacral and heart chakra. As you know, chlorella is a superfood. It is packed full of nutrients and vitamins. So you know that if you were to eat a lot of leafy green stuff, it would be really good for your heart chakra. Well, it's also amazing for your heart chakra because it's packed full of so many vitamins and nutrients and stuff like that. I have a huge focus on the sacral too. More maca. People need more maca in their lives. You know that I don't know a lot about Peruvian stuff. I mean, I know people that went there. I don't know a lot about it. We need Michelle to enlighten us about the maca there. But I mean, I was told that they put it on like all their food, and the only group that ever made an ascension this cycle would have been Peruvian, so they really knew what they were doing with ascension too. Maca is a root. It's going to be good for your root chakra. It's like that vitamin list is like the total body care package for all your chakras, and you know, this activation and ascension we're going through. So maca is a root. It's really good for your root chakra and your sacral, your bottom two chakras. I found that the people that are light workers are more in the upper chakras, right? Where we see a lot of purple auras around here. We see a lot of people third eye woke and things like that. So we really need to make sure that we're grounded going through these storms and these energy shifts too. So maca is really good for that. Yeah, it's great for merging too. It's probably good for merging. It's good for all sorts of stuff. We get depleted through our sacral though. That's where our life force energy is kept. And you can't convince me people aren't getting depleted, because if you look around, there's so many people sick or just tired and like low in energy, and that's just become the norm around here. But that's what woke me up. I realized I was being drained really bad. Love bite kind of stuff. And this woke me up real fast, right? Sadly, I get in this situation, and I remember that I can see auras, and as a kid, I could really see I'm crazy, and I get back to, well, we're electromagnetic frequency and energy, and I'm clearly getting drained, but not just me, all of humanity is. All of humanity is clearly here just getting depleted with zero awareness of it. So that was something that woke me up rapidly, and I really did get a lot of my life force energy depleted, so I had to heal and repair my sacral and my chi energy and build my life force energy back up again. So maca is really good for that. If anyone's tired, it's really good for energy levels. You know that I take a ton of vitamin B and maca. I take the maca twice a day, and I take like a million kinds of vitamin B in the morning. I take some vitamin B, a couple of vitamin B complexes, and vitamin B12. So, the blue vervain, that is powerful Egyptian stuff too, right? We see a huge emphasis, they're into the blue lotus too. I was talking about that this morning. So any kind of blue herbs are really good. Think about blue weed, right? It would be real amazing. I like the blue kinds too. So I'm into blue herbal stuff. The blue vervain is amazing because it's actually spiritual protection. And people are at all different levels of learning, but you know what, as light workers, we're often assisting and entangling ourselves with others that we're trying to heal and collide with, and sometimes they have nasty stuff going on, whatever it is. So the blue vervain is really good protection. So if you're putting it into your body and it's going into your bloodstream, it's going to protect you on every level. Even when you're sleeping, it's going to be in your system, right? It'll protect you in the astral. It'll protect you here from the spiritual we can't see. This would have been a herb that allegedly was used by ISIS as well, and was being used in Egypt when they were teaching Ascension, similar to we are now. It's actually really powerful for detoxing. I've done so much detoxing, and it works really good with the chlorella. It'll pull all the garbage out of your body. I know the tincture tastes like shit, but it works better. I did get both the pills and the tincture here, so I've used both. It works really bad. Yeah, it's an anti-parasite. Most people have parasites and they aren't aware of it. The spiritual kind, I say though, right? The spiritual kind, the archonic kind. I don't know, right? It's almost like people have mind parasites at some points here too. So if you have crazy, like, you're thinking negative thoughts, you're thinking about suicide, you're getting depressed, you're having overactive thoughts, you're feeling low in energy, you're feeling drained, any of those symptoms, make sure you do a nice detox with the blue vervain. It's very powerful. Even if you were just eating a lot of garbage food, going through the matrix like I did, you know, who knows what I was eating, things like that. It's really good to continue to detox. This is about getting as pure as possible spiritually. This whole journey. So, you know, the physical body actually is a vehicle for the soul, and it really plays a big part in this. So more vitamins. Listen to your body if you're feeling tired this weekend or now or yesterday, right? I just didn't do my video. Oh well, I'm here today, but you have to listen to your body. Sometimes, like I said, when you're making these shifts, it can feel like you just can't move for a day or two. I was having headaches yesterday, third eye activation symptoms going on here. I was laying near my husband with my third eye near his to help activate our third eyes, right? I was laying with my third eye real close to his to activate our third eyes too. More third eye activations with this energy. You're getting activated anyway. More of a focus on your DNA. When I was on pharmaceuticals, it damaged my DNA, which made my light body very weak. Right? Damage your DNA, there goes your light body and your other bodies. So I had to do a lot of repair with that. If you're feeling like you're really drained, low in energy, things like that, it could be a DNA issue too. Make sure you're being open to receive this energy too. Sometimes I say we walk around all protected and in white light, right? Around here. Make sure you're very open to this energy this weekend too. It's an amazing, you know, divine energy that's hitting this planet right now that we can use to manifest, to create, to heal, pretty much for anything that we want right now. So for the past week, if you felt like things weren't coming together for you or you weren't manifesting, they probably weren't. The energy was very still and resting, right? So now the energy is moving crazy. Stay really focused on manifesting. If you have headaches, peppermint oil is really good. I always say that we're going to go through some serious head upgrades doing this ascension, that your head will actually probably grow in some areas. Think elongated crystal skulls. Think elongated crystal skulls. So your head is actually growing. We know that. Like I keep saying, we never used the frontal lobe of our brain before up until we had our awakening. So, you know, a lot of the matrix people that are asleep are in the first three chakras, which is very basic: sex, survival, ego kind of things. And for the first time, our brains are getting rewired. So you're gonna feel it on some level, whether it's headaches in your third eye, the back, top of your crown, the bottom. Those are always hot areas, right? You have other chakras you've never even heard of being activated, right? And you're holding more and more source energy. So we're going through these upgrades on a physical level of our body, where our bodies are changing into the future vehicle we're going to eventually be in, going through this ascension process, you know, closing this year out. So we're still going to go through some major upgrades with this energy. It's important we're drinking a lot of water. If you're going to get activated by me or do any kind of energy work with me, I always tell you guys you need to do a water detox for 3 days. For 3 days, right? It's very important. So we are getting activated right now with this energy. So a lot of people are going to be not drinking enough water, which will drop their frequencies, make them ungrounded, things like that. So make sure you're like doubling up on your water and your liquids with this storm. We don't realize it's very dehydrating energy for our bodies to be getting blasted with so much energy. So more water. I'm going to go and do a real feed. I got new cards too. They look real cool.